We've got rock photographer Bob Gruen. He took many of the most iconic pictures of so many different music legends, but Prince as well. You know what it is like to capture somebody and try and deliver their essence to the rest of us. What was that task like with this particular man?
Well, he was very restrictive about photography in the first place, so there was only a few times I got to photograph him, but he was absolutely amazing. It was very easy to get a good picture because he always looked so good.
Was he dictating what you saw? Was he telling you, this is what I want you to take a picture of?
No, he was saying don't take any pictures at all. Most of the time. There were several occasions when I did get a photo pass and could see
Why,
him.
shy, or because he was very deliberate
Very
about...
controlling about his image.
Was he... You know, there are people that do come alive in front of a still camera. He seemed more comfortable in front of a microphone when his guitar was in his hand performing.
Yeah.
Did he finally relax and get comfortable in front of your lens?
Well, I never had a private session with him, so I didn't know. He didn't do very many private sessions. Most of the pictures you'll see are him live on stage, but on stage he was phenomenal, just phenomenal.
But, you know, it's, help us understand this, because you get what someone has to do to wind up translating an image through the lens, right? It's not easy for some people. But he was so provocative when he was looking into the fisheye, with his movies and his videos. Did that translate? I mean,
They've used the word magic a lot, and he just seemed like a magician. He was magic. He was different from your average performer, for most performers, from your good performers. He was better. He was better at everything.
We're showing, you know, a loop of your pictures along with you here, and you're saying provocative, and I see it, and I just see, you know, electric, energized. You know, what do you see when you see these pictures that you take?
He was energized, very electric, amazing. I just don't have enough adjectives to describe him.
how did you deal with the gender aspects that he was trying to project? You know, I mean, Michaela Angela Davis was on here saying, or somebody would say, boy, he was all man. I'm not talking about, you know, what he liked. I'm talking about what he projected, because there was a femininity to his masculinity and a masculinity to the femininity. What did you see?
He presented sex. He was sexual to
like
all the women
with
and all the men. Well, he was having sex with the audience.
Look at that look.
That red hat look. That right
well,
there.
it's that sly little smile. That was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and they were doing a tribute to George Harrison, and the whole band was there. And you didn't even see him at first. He kind of came out of the shadows and all of a sudden just appeared.
This picture here.
With that sly little smile there, and just blew people away with the best solo I think I've ever seen. And then he just slipped back into the shadows. It was just magic.
You can have a look like that when you can pull that off, right?
Yeah, because he was that good. He knew it. And everybody knew it. And so he was happy, you know, be able to do that.
And to get into the show, I mean, this would be the challenge. You have to feel the vibe of the show, right? And you probably could get lost in the music because you seem to be a Prince fan as well.
Well, I'm a music fan. That's why I get the kind of pictures, because I'm part of the music.
But then how do you then focus on what you're there to do, which is capture these moments?
That's the hard part, keeping things in focus and getting exposure right and everything, because I am singing along and I am feeling the music. He was fantastic. You know?
I'm just struck by some of the things I've read this morning and how the images capture perfectly what people have said, you know, bursting with music. That photo we just saw of him with his arms up in the air, you know, bursting with music. I also have read Bedroom Eyes, and again, that's the sly look with the red hat right there. And the other one is, you just said he was sex.
Yeah.
And you know, another one of your photos there just really encapsulates all those things.
Well, it was a combination of everything good. I mean, better than like James Brown and Michael Jackson as far as dancing. I saw him do a show in Las Vegas in a club, I think at the Rio, and he came out and he started the show, and about halfway through he went around. He had an amazing band, perfect musicians, but he took each instrument, the guitar, the piano, the drums, and he sat in and did better than the excellent musician he had. It was amazing.
When it comes to the sex appeal with him, again, this is something that often is interesting to translate through the lens. How much of it was intentional on his part, and how much do you think it was just naturally what was coming out of it?
Oh, I think a lot of it was natural. There's a lot of people who try to do that and don't succeed, and he just kind of, it flowed naturally. That's who he was. I mean,
I
never saw him not looking sexy.
I know, right? I mean, that's even on...
It's not something he had to put on.
Exactly. Did you
He
ever...
just moved. He just flowed. He had more, you know, soul and sex in his finger than most people have in a lifetime.
And I imagine it stood in stark contrast when there were other people performing with him, if he was sharing the stage with other even well-known artists. You photographed many, many rock and roll musicians in your time. he seemed to have an aura that was above
He was a
and beyond.
step above, yeah. And even on stage with other people, like I said, in Las Vegas, he had excellent musicians, and yet he was better than every single one of them. He was magical.
Do you have a shot that stands out to you now that you've been reflecting?
I think all of them. The four that I brought today, certainly. I think at the Garden, where he's got his hands up in the air and he just looks triumphant and successful.
Blissful. Look at that.
Yeah.
You see another one out there? Is there anybody who reminds you of him?
Oh, not like Prince. You know, that's
One of
going
a
to be
kind.
hard to follow. Very hard to follow.
Not like Prince.
I mean, a lot of people have different talents, but he had them all.
He really did.
Bob Gruen, thank you so
Well,
much
thank
for
you.
helping us understand what you got to show the rest of the world.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
All right, we're going to get another perspective from